Hi Flosstube, my name is Becca and this is Shadow Girl and you have reached SamBrie Stitches here on YouTube. This is Flosstube number 121 and it's been about 2.5 weeks since I recorded last. I have just been so tired and trying to get stuff done. So hello and welcome to any new subscribers. If you found me and haven't subscribed yet, I would appreciate it. And welcome back to all my returning subscribers. I actually really appreciate y'all. I know I say that every time, but this time more so than any other time. Because I lost 30 plus subscribers since I posted the 9/11 tribute. And usually it doesn't bother me, but that did. I made a Instagram story post about it and I received a lot of positive, I can't believe it, you don't need those people kind of, replies. But then I also did receive a couple replies and one of them very understanding. We had a conversation, there was no drama. She had just expressed that it made her feel awkward and uncomfortable. And I apologize, my intention was never that, but it's my channel and 9/11 patriotic stuff, all that is very important to me, with my husband being a retired Marine now. So I apologize if it made anybody feel awkward. Just, you didn't have to watch it. I titled it 9/11 tribute, but it hurt my feelings that so many people left, and I'm hoping that it was just a bot sweep and that those were just bots. But anyways, thank you to those of you who stayed, who are supportive, and I just love each and every one of you, so I appreciate it. So a little bit of a recap before I get going into stuff. Labor Day happened and we just stayed home. That was actually my husband's normal day off. He did get Friday off prior to that, but we just didn't do anything because there's too many people on the road at that time and too many people out at the parks and such. I was bummed because, I like our adventure days. I was super tired. This exhaustion just won't go away. So he took me out to lunch to cheer me up, and we just had a nice little day together at home. So that was Labor Day. I signed up for StitchCon. The sign up was on the 7th. I got my submission in within 60 seconds. So I'm hoping that I got in. I think we find out at the beginning of October. I did sign up for weekend A because B is too close to my anniversary at the end of June. So here's hoping. This time I'm not letting anything or anyone stop me. I will be going. I was so jealous. I was having FOMO with all the pictures and the videos about StitchCon. I wouldn't have been able to go anyways because I had COVID during that time, so I would have had to cancel last minute. But I had canceled previously due to some people kind of canceling their plans, and we were supposed to fly together and room together, and it just stressed me out. So anyways, nothing's stopping me this time. Unless I get COVID, then I don't want to spread that to everybody, but let's not jinx that. The 7th was also back to school day. My younger daughter is a senior. She does online academy, and she just excels at that. That was the positive thing that came out of this whole pandemic for us, is the online schooling and how good it has gotten because of it. She suffers from anxiety and some other things, so this online schooling, she's getting A's and excelling, and things are just much easier for her. So I have a senior, and then my older daughter is talking about going back to, she has her bachelor's now, and she's talking about going back to get her master's, I believe in coding. She has linguistics. She has a linguistics degree now. She can speak a few different languages. It's pretty cool. So I think she's looking into going back to get her master's. So I'm pretty proud of her for that. That's pretty awesome. I'm really proud of my girls. They're just amazing. The Queen of England passed away. That was a very rough day. I know it's been all over social media. My heart goes out to those that it, affected quite a bit. I did watch a lot of the news, and it's all over TikTok and social media. And it's just the corgis is what's getting me. Everybody's posting the picture of her sweet dogs, and you know how much I love animals. That's what's really hitting hard, is their mama isn't coming home. So that's a heartbreaking thing. So let's see what else. We had a stitching meetup on Saturday evening. Since my last video, we had a new friend join us, which was pretty awesome. And Katie, who is one of the local members, she kind of hosts our meetups now at the apartment complex she lives in. She was teaching crochet. So my younger daughter, my 17-year-old, came, and she learned from Katie, and Melissa also came, and Melissa made me this while we were there. That's what, Katie is such a good teacher. She's very patient. My daughter, like I said, has anxiety, and Katie was very understanding and made my daughter feel so comfortable. And now Brie wants to buy all the yarn. So we've already bought her quite a few, and we bought her hooks and, you know, all that stuff. And the first thing she wants to make is she's working on making me like a little mini owl. So it was very sweet of her. So she's addicted to that. So I'm excited that my older daughter cross stitches, that my younger daughter is going to crochet. It's very cool. I went antiquing with my older daughter that Monday, and she has Sundays and Mondays off from her job. So Sundays she gets to spend time with her dad, and they go hiking or do whatever. And then Mondays is our day when my husband works. And so we went antiquing, and she convinced me to buy an antique sampler. It's actually really pretty, but that's the only thing I bought because it was kind of spendy. But so that was pretty fun. We had a great time. We went to like 4 or 5 different antique stores. She found a really beautiful vintage menorah. I guess it's a limited edition. So that was pretty neat too, and she bought that. The sampler was from 1822, I believe. So it's pretty cool, pretty old. Brie had her appointment for her cyst. If you've been following me on social media, on Instagram, I was posting updates. She's been in pain off and on, and we finally got in to see the gynecologist at Madigan Medical Center on base. And we have another ultrasound scheduled because they want to do the ultrasound. But after spending time with the specialist, he said he doesn't want to jump to conclusions, but he's pretty sure she's going to need surgery. So over the next, I think, 3 to 4 weeks, we have the ultrasound appointment and then the follow-up, and then a decision will be made on that. So she is toughing it out. There are days where she just doesn't want to move, and other days it's better and tolerable. So we just want to get this taken care of for her. So oh, and we also learned that the cyst isn't on her right ovary like the ER told us. It's actually next to it, and I can't remember what it's called, but they think it might be on her fallopian tube, I believe. So that's why they want to do the ultrasound, so they can see it, since they don't have access to the ER's scan. I'm still fighting the post-COVID clinic. They say they don't have the referral. The referral people say they do. They have my charts. It's back and forth. So I'm still at that. I don't know if I will ever get into the UW post-COVID clinic. I hope so, because I'm so tired of dealing with all of this, and I want to get off the medication because that also adds to my sleepiness on top of the long haul. So we'll see. If you haven't watched yet, I did an interview with Melissa. She is Stitched with Mel on Flosstube, and it was so enjoyable to chat with her. She's such a loving and caring person, and I hope you check that out and then go subscribe to her channel because she's just awesome. So that was a lot of fun. The interview is up, and then my husband and I did a last minute little getaway. We had a free night down at Ocean Shores. So we booked Sunday evening after I got off work, and we just spent the night there, watched the sunset as you saw at the beginning, or if you follow me on social media. And then we drove. The funny thing is we've never been to Lake Quinault. We've always been that close and never went. So he was like, let's go drive this loop. It's supposed to be really beautiful, and grab food at this little diner that's there. So we drove the loop, and we stopped at a couple spots, and there was like nobody around. Although there are people that live there, but it was so quiet, so peaceful, so serene. It was crazy. It was just the two of us when we got out on the beach, on the rocks by the river. There was also the lake, and just the air smelled so fresh. Everything was so green. So it goes from like rainforest, there's the lake, there's the river, there's fields. And as we were driving this loop, we stopped and took beautiful pictures and just kind of relaxed. And we get towards the end of the loop, and we saw this lady like pulled over the side of the road. And as we were driving past, my husband spotted an elk in the little creek that was there. So, he reverses, we get out, and the elk had started moving up into, and I didn't see him, my husband did. I was too short to see over the stuff, and I was really bummed. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And he's like, yeah, I look like a 5x5. My husband's a hunter, so he spots that stuff immediately. Drove him crazy because, he's a hunter and he can't do anything with that elk. When he goes hunting, there's no elk to be found, which is hilarious. We spot him on our drives all the time. And I was really bummed because, that's a big elk and I wanted to see him. And, I was like, okay, whatever. We kept driving, and I noticed we were crossing this bridge over the water, and I saw movement, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? Turns out it was two people, but it had me looking in that direction. And as we kept driving, guess what walked out of the trees? The elk. The same elk that was on the other side. So literally he cut through the forest that was in the middle and walked through the water. It was heading onto another rocky bank, and I got some pictures of him as he was in the water, and then when he got through. And you should have heard me. You should ask my husband. I was oh man, look, oh, I'm shaking. Oh my God. I'm like freaking out. I'm like, do you see him? And my husband's looking at me like, yeah, of course I see him. Hello, but I'm like, do you see him? He's like right there, and he's in the middle of the water, and I'm freaking out. And I'm trying to take pictures, and I literally only got like 3 pictures because we thought we could go up to get closer, but then the forest came back. So I think that is the best adventure trip that we've taken to date. That just made my whole day. Like, it was amazing to see a 5x5 elk, and he was huge and just so majestic. And the funny thing is I had brought my elk on the trip, as is the rule when we go on getaways, is my elk come with us per my husband. But I didn't have time to take out the elk cross stitch and get a picture because I was too scared that I wasn't gonna, see him, if he moved or something. It was just the coolest thing ever. So cool. And then today, before filming, my younger daughter and I went to drop off a couple of my models to Joann's. They literally took 3 months to get the frames in stock, and I could finally go drop off my pieces because the frames are there. But as we were driving, we took our normal exit. We were on the overpass, and we noticed 2 people at the side of the road. And we're driving slowly across the overpass and heading to the stoplight to make the turn. And all of a sudden, the lady on the ground starts screaming bloody murder and takes her shoe off and throws it at the guy, and then leaps off the ground and jumps onto him and starts hitting him. And then he turns around, and we're at the light by now, and Brie rips her seatbelt off and turns around to watch, and I'm watching. And the guy turns around and he just starts pounding on her. He got 4 or 5 good hits in on her. She's back on the ground. Bree's like, I'm calling the police. So she gets on the phone, calls 911. I turn and I make a U-turn, and I go back and I park along, there's space enough for a vehicle on the overpass. And she's on the phone with dispatch. We're trying to tell them exactly where we are and what's going on. And the next thing I know the guy is at our window. like of my car. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I have a concealed carry. And so I had my handgun like in my purse with me. And I'm glad I did, because I almost didn't bring it. And usually I don't bring it with me everywhere because we live in a decent place that, you know, I don't really need it, but you never know. And all of a sudden he's at our window and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So I start inching forward. I didn't even put it in park. I started inching forward because all I'm thinking is, you know, he's going to start beating on my window or something. And so Bree's like, he's at our window. He's at our window, to the dispatch. And he seemed very calm though. You know, the lady's back on the ground screaming, and after getting, you know, beat, and he's at the window and he's like, did you call the cops? And I looked at him. I was like, yeah, we're on the phone with the cops. And he's like, oh. And he's like, I just needed help. I don't know the situation. I had to stay because I had to wait for the cops to show up. I'm now a witness or something. I don't know. They said they were having issues, but I guess the guy was just released from the hospital. They had to be like druggies. They had that look and how they were acting. But that is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And that totally threw off our whole day. That's why I'm filming this so late. I just was like, after seeing what I saw, and she was bleeding, and like it was, and then my poor daughter witnessed it, my 17-year-old, and that, you know, that was even crazier for me, because I was trying to, you know, keep her calm. And the funny thing was, I think she was more together than I was, because, you know, I was driving, but she was like, I'm calling the police, and she was immediately on it. So, you know, she's a lot stronger, I guess, than I think. So that was crazy. That was this morning. So, whew. And I am getting ready for Stitch Summit. I've had a lot of questions about what Stitch Summit is. Acorns and Threads in Portland, Oregon is my local LNS, even though they're 3 hours away. And they are hosting a stitching retreat this coming weekend in Portland. And I am going, and I am trying to prepare. I think there's going to be 100 people plus staff. So I have goodie bags prepared. I'm trying to figure out what to bring, what to do. I don't think I'll be moving around too much, and I'll probably be wearing a mask because I have no immune system. So I hope people don't think I'm rude if I'm not, you know, roaming around tables. I hope they come see me, because I have a goodie bag, and I'll have some chocolate and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to meet new friends, and it's going to be a blast. I'm rooming with Lynn from Lynn X Stitch Creates. I'm so excited to get to meet her in person, because we're friends online. And then Megan, Frozen Crafter, she's a local stitchy friend, and she'll also be rooming. So there'll be 3 of us. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So that, like almost 20 minutes in, is my recap. What I want to do really quick is I have a finish. And so I'm going to show you the finish, and then go into a little bit of my design information and show you some pictures of some finishes that were sent in to me by a very supportive viewer. But here is my finish. So I have been working on this for, I want to say maybe a year off and on. This is the Scarlet House. It's a changed world. And it's just, we started this, Shannon Bromo and I, she's the soda stitcher on Flosstube, a Sal together, Be the Change Sal. We started this when a lot of the crazy stuff was going on, all the hate and it was just not a good time, and we thought starting this would be good for us and for the community to stitch along with us. It says, the world has changed, and so have we. Learning to be still, yearning to be free. And then at the bottom, my paper fell. Truth can be very elusive to man. With faith as our compass, resolutely we stand. And then worked by my hand in this year, and I put 2022. So this is stitched on 20 count grog from Be Stitch Me, and here is my finish. Now I did the DMC, the called for DMC, which is 1 strand, and I really wish that I did the silks. If any of you were kitting this up, I would go with the silks. I don't know, I'm just not happy. If you look at the flower, the red is just so much more red. I don't know, I think the model was stitched with silks. Oh, it doesn't, yeah, it was a Veriswa. So I kind of wish I did that, but it's still very, very pretty. And what I've done is I've had fellow stitchers that I have locally here ran into put their initials along the sides. You can see some of the initials. My daughter's on there, my sister's on there, my local stitchy group, Anna, Stitch Roadie, Audrey, Janine, Cheryl, Colleen, Stitching with Stitch. So all my local friends. I'm going to bring this with me to the retreat and have all my new stitchy friends put their initials on here and add to it. And I may even bring it to StitchCon. I don't know, depending on how much room's left after this time. I mean, initials can go even throughout here too. I just want it filled with initials from my stitchy friends, because this piece is it's so special. It's so special and so pretty. So that's my finish. I finished it last night at 11 p.m. I had to do all that fill-in. That is not fun, all the 310, but I'm so glad that I did it because it makes the words pop. Oh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. So it's going to go with me to Stitch Summit, and then people who come visit will get a goodie bag, and hopefully they'll put their initials on my piece. So reaching down here out of screen for a second because my paper fell. I wanted to talk about some upcoming new releases that I have coming up. And the reason I want to do it now is because probably my next video is going to be all about Stitch Summit, as it should be. So speaking of Stitch Summit, those people who come and get a goodie bag from me will get this for free on my Etsy shop. Otherwise, it's going to be for sale for starting at $5. This is what I'm calling Charlotte's Squirrel. It's a small, and this suggestion actually came out of Michelle Mama Loves You GB and my friend Melissa, because I was talking about doing Patreon. I'm not going to do Patreon. I don't have the energy or the time, and there was quite a few people that don't do Patreon anyways. So their suggestion was to pull smalls out of my antique samplers and such and make smalls for the Patreon tiers. Well, I'm still going to do that, but I'm just going to list them in the Etsy shop for $3 to $5 depending on the size of them. This squirrel was pulled from an antique reproduction that I'm going to show you, and he's called Charlotte's Squirrel, and it's 61 by 43, and that will be in my Etsy shop this Friday, the 23rd or whatever it is. And anybody who's at Stitch Summit that comes and gets a goodie bag, there'll be a code in there for them to get this for free, just as a goodie for coming to the Stitch Summit. Then on the, I want to say, I should know this, on the 26th, I will be releasing a chart pack of 3 red samplers. 2 are antique reproductions and 1 is an original. The first one, and this chart pack is just special to me because I bought one of the charts because it had a version of my Jewish grandmother's name. Another one was, I thought it was Jewish, the name, I'm not sure. My amazing ladies couldn't find any information on any of them because it's just the lack of information. We couldn't find the stitchers. So it's just more of a personal release for me. So this is the antique sampler, Gertruida. My grandma was Gertrude. We called her Grandma Trudy. She was my mom's mom. I spent a lot of time there growing up. I spent the night there. My grandpa had a tropical fish store out of the home that I helped work at. Just a lot of memories. And so this is what I stitched as the model. And this is on 18 count Outback Jack. And all three of them use Schoolhouse Red from Gentle Arts. The next one, my sister stitched. Some of you have met her at Acorns and Threads, Rachel. This is the Antique, Anthony Abram. Very, very pretty. And she stitched the model. And this is on 18 count Beachfront from Be Stitch Me. So those two will be together. And then the other one, my older daughter is still working on. She's been working on a lot of doubles at her job and needing sleep. So she still has some, a little bit left to do. So I'm just going to show you the mock-up picture of it for now because she's still working on it. I designed this. So it's the Hebrew alphabet with some consonants. I needed it a little bit bigger, so I added the ending consonants as well. Bina, I can't even pronounce it. Ninchama, that is my older daughter's Hebrew name. And then, of course, I put that, age 23 when she stitched it, 2022. So this is also going to be part of the chart pack. There's going to be 3 red samplers, and they're fairly small red samplers, and I'm gonna release that after I get back from the retreat. So those are those 3. The next in the Bigfoot Smalls series is Happy Hanukkah. So I mean, this is one of my favorites. There's Happy Hanukkah. I don't remember what fabric this is. It's opalescent. It's like 18 count opalescent. I don't know if it's like vanilla latte or what it is, but it'll be right on the chart. These are with Be Stitch Me silks. And I just love it. Just love it. You look it. I love it. And then the back is some fabric that I had from last year. So this is the next release in my Bigfoot Small series. There'll be a Christmas one coming up, and then I need to design, I don't know if I'm gonna do a New Year's one. I could do like a New Year's / birthday. I think I'll do a birthday one because January is my birthday month, and so this is releasing in October. The Christmas one will release November 1st, so December 1st will be my birthday one, because I always try to do it a month ahead because these only take a couple of days to stitch. Really, they're small. And then there'll be a Valentine's and a St. Patrick's, and then I think that's it, because then it'll get me up to Easter. So we're almost done with the Bigfoot Smalls. The next one might also be somewhat of a series. I'm not sure. I do have another one in the works, but these are inspired by songs, I guess, country songs. And this one I changed the words, but it's still inspired by a country song, and I finished it as a flat fold. So it's going to be like a black and white series, and this is 20 count, I think, Coffee Club. I should know all of these. I haven't put the charts together yet. This will be released on October 1st along with the Bigfoot one. So this, and I found like the perfect backing fabric to match. Like, it's hard to show you that it matches, but it does. I really don't like putting on chenille because I just can't get it to lay flat. Like, look, it's just all wonky over here, but whatever. I did put some batting underneath so that it's poofy. And what it says is, in a world of darkness, be the light. In times of war, be the peace. Don't hide in shadows. You were born to shine. And then, of course, there's the doves and the crown. I love it. Love it. So that will be released. And then the last release, I just kind of shoved this in here for now, is Charlotte Schmidt 1914. This model was stitched by Colleen of Stitching with the Sisterlies, and there's going to be 2 versions because the border, she wanted to stitch on Ada, and I sent Ada, and I didn't even think that the border that is from the original antique sampler it has to be done on linen just the way that it is. So I charted an Ada border and stitched the border on there. So there's going to be 2 versions, Ada friendly and then linen. Uses DMC, and so you can see this is the small that I pulled out, but I changed it a bit and changed the border up and did all that. So in case you don't want to do a full sampler, there's just going to be a little small for $5. So there's that. This is on 18 count Bronze Age from Be Stitch Me. And this frame I got from Amazon. It's an 8x8 frame. And I just love it because it's got the wood on the bottom. Like, it's perfect for it. And this is one of my favorites. I love the sampler. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I don't care how much it costs. I need it because it's squirrels. I mean, look at those squirrels. And Colleen did an amazing job stitching it. I love the red and the blue. I just love everything about this. I love it. So thank you so much, Colleen, for stitching it and doing such an amazing job and getting it back to me. And speaking of that, my plan, since I'm not going to do Patreon, is I'm going to do sticker packs. I know I had some listed separately, but I have delisted them for now because I have ordered a bunch of stickers. These stickers are Charlotte Smith. I love it. I have ordered a few antique samplers, and I'm using the antique samplers. I'm not using the models for the stickers. So these stickers are waterproof. They can go outside. They're absolutely amazing stickers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together like 3 to 4 little sticker packs with, you know, a couple of the goodies, like maybe a couple buttons and like a little year charm or something. I don't know. I'm figuring that out. And then I'm going to list them. But these are the first ones that I got. And I love them. It's so cute. So cute. So I'm excited for that. And then those will be listed in the Etsy shop as soon as they arrive and I get them all like put together. So that was a lot of releases. So keep an eye on my Etsy shop. It's SamBrie Designs. And hopefully I'll get everything out on time. So yes. Okay. Now let's do some whips. Okay, whip time. So I'm behind on this and I don't have a picture because it's released weekly. Oh, and it's all over inside the bag. This is the Fat Quarter Shop Sunflower Sal. And the first 3 releases I think are out now. The first 2 were the border, and I'm still working on the border, but oh my gosh. They sent me the NPI silks to use, and then I chose my own fabric. I am doing 18 count Lunar from Be Stitch Me. But I love these sunflower colors. They did such a good job picking them out. So that is my progress on that. I haven't even started the Christmas time Sal. I am going to be so far behind and I don't know when I'm going to get that stitched. I know it's a lot. Sorry if you can hear the dog barking. My neighbor's puppy is a lot bigger now and he's very vocal. So he likes to bark a lot. The next one that I worked on is the Marjorie Massey. I don't know the name of this because it's got like 50 different things on it. But is that just not gorgeous? And it's pretty big. I think it's called Sampler Primitif. I don't know. Style Prairie. I am unsure on the official name, but I'm using the called for DMC. I didn't iron this. It's folded up, so sorry about that. But this is on 18 count Mocha Cream from Fiona's Craft Cottage. So let me see if I can get this all ready for you. There it is. So I did the whole bottom border right there. So I still got quite a bit left to go, but I'm getting close to a finish. Oh, so pretty. I can't wait to have this one finished and framed and up on my wall. It is so gorgeous. The colors that, the only thing with this pattern is, let me show you just like a corner. Okay, so there's not symbols, it's just the colors, and I have a hard time matching the colors to the colors on the thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm the only one that struggles with that. So the colors that are stitched in mine, they're the called for DMCs. They just might not be the right shade of blue or gray for where it's supposed to go. I'm just kind of doing my thing, trying my best to match it, but doing my thing. So I love that one so much. And then the next one is going to be my release for January, for my birthday month. And this, I unroll this every time. This is my Yeti sampler. This is the antique. I charted the colors from the back. It doesn't want to roll back up now. Here we go. I call it Yeti sampler because there's just initials on it, no other information. This, I love these. Audrey Stitchewich 42 makes these with the little baggies inside. So it has my MPI silks in there. And it has like her business card and the little library card. And I love this so much. So if you're interested in something like this, you can contact her on Instagram. I also love my floss blings from Yoo Flies. So they're two of my favorites. So this is 36 count hot cocoa from Be Stitch Me. And this is where I am at. So I finished my Yeti. Look at my Yeti. So this is not necessarily Aida friendly because there are, do you see the eyelet stitches all around the border? And then there's satin stitches, which can be done on Aida. See the satin stitches on the robot there. But this is gorgeous. This is, I think, one of my favorites because I'm calling it Yeti Sampler. But this will be released January 1st for my birthday month. So look how pretty it is. I love the silk colors. Love it. And the owls, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Still don't like stitching on linen, but I do it because that's what it should be stitched on with, like the non-friendly Aida stitches. You could always just leave off the eyelet border too and just stitch the other border and just leave off the outer one, and it can be done on an Aida easily. Okay, let's do, so for September 11th, of course, I pulled out Lady of the Flag. And this is on 16 count Patriotic from Be Stitch Me. It has to be 16 count because there's blended threads. And I finished the top half of the stitching. And I started on the bottom half of the, or bottom part of the flag. Look at that. I love this fabric so much. She made me another fabric like this for Queen of Peace, I think. I have Queen of Peace, Queen of Freedom, Lady Justice, and this one. And I think it was Queen of Peace where she made one that was a splatter, but the colors were matching that. Oh, I'm going to do all of them on fabric like this, but with the colors matching. So that's where she is. I really need to get her done because I think this has been like 2 years in the making. I just don't like stitching with 2 strands. And look, my little Marine Corps needle minder. Love it. So that is my Lady of the Flag. And then, so I wasn't going to show this, but I am going to show it. I don't have the picture to show you, but I designed a non-Bigfoot Christmas piece. I designed a Silent Night piece that speaks to me, and my sister helped with input. My older daughter helped me. Silent Night is a very special Christmas song. It is my favorite Christmas song, but my grandma used to sing it to me in English and then in Hebrew. And that was just something that I remember as a child growing up. And she's no longer with us. So I designed something that can kind of be stitched in 2 separate pieces or however you want to stitch it. But I'm using, of course, Brandy silks. So these are the colors. And then here's Chris's floss bling. Chris, if you're watching, I'm gonna order a custom Silent Night floss bling. I would love a Silent Night one, and then maybe a picture of me and my grandma on it. So I might order that. I'm stitching this on 18 count Valkyrie, and I got the top half done, so that's why I'm showing it. This probably won't, I don't know when this will get released, probably November 1st. I like to do monthly, but I might start doing whenever they get finished. So here's the top half. It says Silent Night, couple of star motifs, snowflakes. So I did the white with 2 strands, and then everything else I did with 1 strand. You've got Rudolph with his red nose there, little antlers. You've got a little mouse or squirrel, whichever one you prefer. There's a cardinal in the tree, a little skunky, because skunks are cute, a bear, and then the fox, and of course the owl chilling on a snowflake. This would be really cute as just a flat fold, really. But then there'll be a bottom part that says Holy Night, a couple more stars, and then a little scene at the bottom of that. But I'm loving this. I love this so much. So this is my design. It'll be called Silent Night, and that's the top half of it. So got to get working on stitching the bottom half, but I also want to stitch other things to still have content instead of just focusing on all my designs. And then my last whip, of course, are the elk. Here's Elk Anthem by the First Lady of Cross Stitch. My friend Melissa texted me, I guess as she was perusing eBay, I think she found this listed. So it's still out there if anybody wants to stitch a beautiful full coverage piece. I did a little over, I think, 1,000 stitches this go around, and it only gave me a little over 1%. So I'm at like 51 point something percent. But I've made it all the way across and all the way to the bottom. I still have to trim the bottom off, but it's pretty cool. So, oops, let me move this because I apparently was in the middle of something, a brown color. Here it is. I can't see, but okay. There we go. So I have made all the way over here and then all the way down here. So this is as wide and as tall as it's going to be. Look at it. So I've been filling in like down here. I think this is what I might take with me to Stitch Summit and just fill in the blue sky. Those are like a lot of chunks of blue. Oh, I can't wait to get this done. I cannot wait. I just want to have it framed and up on the wall for my husband. He's very excited. Very excited. Just got to have it done and framed in time for our anniversary at the end of June. So that is my goal, and I'm hoping that I will reach that. So those are all my whips. That was a lot of whips. I wanted to show, stuff is falling because I have a tiny bit of haul, but some stitchy kindness. But I wanted to show some pictures that Teresa, I always butcher her last name. Chuckle. She's always so supportive. She's ordered stickers. She's bought my charts. She stitched 5, I believe. And she pulled some motifs out, which is what I have been doing, and stitched them. And she had mentioned it in the comments, and I said I would absolutely love to see them. And here they are. She stitched beautifully, and I cannot believe, I mean, I know that I started designing, but I can't believe that other people are stitching my designs. I design them because, you know, I want to stitch them and I want them for in my home. And I started buying antique samplers because I just love owning that piece of history, and that I'm the only one that has that piece of history. And it's just amazing to learn about the girls, or try to learn about the original stitchers. But for somebody else to take the time to stitch my charts and then send me pictures is just, it means a lot to me. And she did an amazing job, and thank you so much for letting me share your work with everybody. And if any of you are stitching the adventure sampler, let me know. So when I first started designing, for the first couple of months, I did a lot of them in Stitch Fiddle, and because I didn't really know much of anything, and I was not thrilled with how the charts printed out and all that kind of stuff. The adventure sampler was the very, very first design that I did, and it was just for me to stitch to put up on my wall downstairs, my Bigfoot wall. Well, you know, after you know, the Cluckers and Janine seeing it, and Janine wanting me to stitch it to sell it, I did, and I printed off, I think she had ordered like 50. So the first 50 charts are the Stitch Fiddle version. If for some reason you are not happy with it, because some of the lines are a little bit more faint, I took the time and I sat and I recharted the entire thing into max stitch, so it will be bigger, the grid lines will be better. So if for some reason you have bought it and you can prove to me that you bought it, because the only place you can get it is Acorns and Threads, you can email me and I will email you the PDF. It'll be multiple pages and it might be a little bit clearer, but from now on all of my stuff is in max stitch, because it's just, it produces better PDFs and then better printouts, and it just has a lot more features. So I have recharted all of my antique samplers except for Lizzie Payne Gross. I still need to rechart her, but my antique samplers except for her are all Pattern Keeper friendly as well. So those are listed in the Etsy listing as well. So I just have to rechart Lizzie Payne Gross into max stitch so that I could have that for Pattern Keeper as well. My smalls I haven't charted, I haven't done a Pattern Keeper version for, but I can if anybody wants. For the most part, I didn't rechart a lot of my Bigfoot ones into max stitch. Those were Stitch Fiddle. It's a learning curve. I'm new to designing. I'm still learning. Any advice I appreciate very much. So thank you, Teresa, so much for sending me those. It just makes my heart so happy that people are stitching my stuff. I love it. Okay, so Stitchy Kindness. This was very, very sweet. And I've been so scatterbrained and so tired and so out of it that I totally forgot to message her to say that it arrived. So I felt really, really bad when she reached out to me and said, hey, did the package arrive? But look at this card. You are a good human. I really try to be. I don't think I am all of the time, but I really strive to be. So thank you. And then Christy wrote a really nice note on the inside. And she just wanted to thank me for doing these, and she saw this, I think she said in Hobby Lobby, but she saw this in a craft store and thought of me and said that I needed it. It's a sparkly Bigfoot ornament. He's just gonna go up on my Bigfoot display downstairs year round instead of on the tree. It might go on the tree for Christmas and then I put him back, but okay, he's blingy. I love it. So thank you so much for thinking of me. I love getting messages of, you know, I saw an eagle fly over and it made me think of you, or I saw Bigfoot here and it made me think of you. Like, that means the world to me, because I never thought that, you know, other people would be thinking of me when they saw random things that I liked. It's just the coolest thing ever. Okay, the other thing that I purchased for my upcoming retreats was, I don't remember what Heather calls this, but Heather from Punky Pearls makes these. I think Audrey Stitchwitch 42 showed one on her channel. And they're meant to really hold her binder pouches that she makes. But I wanted this to lay out in my stitchy spot. So it's got, you know, a little compartment to put stuff in. There's an attachment ring here. There's a ring here that you can attach your floss to. There's felt here for your like orts and your loose threads. There's another zipper pouch down here that you can put stuff in. And it is it's padded. I loved it. It's so squishy. I love it. And then this got handles. So this is going to go in my stitchy spot, and this fabric matches the big giant tote bag and the purse that I had her make me. It's just beautiful on the outside. And then on the inside, she did the blue and the gray. So if you are interested in getting one of these, you can contact Heather, Punky Pearls. She is on Instagram. You can also fit some of the smaller bags in there too, if you don't have her, you know, booklet pouch, which is pretty cool. I have one, but my daughter's borrowing it, my older daughter. So you can fit like smaller things in there and still carry the handle around. So had to get this for the retreat, so I had a little stitchy spot. So thank you, Heather, for making that, and so quickly. And then I got a package from Christina. She is the model stitcher for my release for December, my antique reproduction. She already sent it back to me. It's a red and green, smaller little sampler, but that I'm not going to show right now. But she did send me some other goodies. She sent me like a little Teddy and Friends booklet. This is the cute little Forget the Glass Slippers, This Princess Wears Scrubs. A little freebie that I can't show because it's just the pattern. And then she sent me back the stuff for the model that she stitched. So that was very nice of her to send me those little goodies. And can't wait to release that because it's an adorable little sampler. And then some haul. I just got my floss fix from Fat Garter Shop. It is some browns. I'm so excited that Brandy messaged me today and she said she's sending out the full silk spread, I guess, that she has so that I can design with it. I'm so excited because her silks are amazing. You can use the discount code that I always link down below. It's a one-time discount code that you can use. All right, some new from Fat Quarter Shop. I'm sure a lot of people have shown this because I'm a little late, but they sent some foundation paper piecing and flying geese things that I still need to learn how to use these, but I'm excited. I think I need to start setting a day and time to work on my daughter's quilts. Otherwise, they'll never get it. And I really need to do that because I feel like I'm being a bad mom because I'm not working on their quilts that I promised I'd make them. So stuff like this, it's getting me motivated. I really, really need to do that. This is Marcel, I think, quilt pattern by It's So Emma. That is a pretty quilt. It really is. And it's got the throw, lap, twin, and queen size on here too, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to do this as a giveaway. So if any of you quilters, because I know I have some quilters out there, if you were interested in this, please be 18 so that you can legally give me your address. Don't say giveaway or free, and please be a subscriber. It'd be nice if you were a public subscriber, but if I recognize you from like the comments and such, then we're good to go. But please be a subscriber, and just say the word quilt. All right, and then we also have, this is the Typeface Santa cross stitch pattern by It's So Emma. This is super cute. Super cute. 123 by 107. Just uses DMC or Classic Colorworks with a weeks. And so this will also be a giveaway. And just say Santa. So thank you, Fat Quarter Shop, for those. And I think that's it. I don't know if I forgot anything. This was thrown together last minute, and what happened this morning completely threw me off. So I'll have those two for giveaways. There are still quite a few people that haven't contacted me for giveaways in the past, but I'm just going to leave those open for now. And I am just going to throw in at the very end the tour of my fall decor. Fall is my favorite time of year, so you'll notice compared to the summer tour, there's a lot more fall stuff. I need to get better with the summer decor. I have not taken down my patriotic yet because I just have not had the energy to put up the Halloween stuff yet. So hopefully that'll happen by October 1st. We shall see. And then in October, I'll do the tour of my Halloween display. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I know I had a lot to show and a lot to talk about, so it's a little bit longer. I hope that you're excited about the upcoming releases for my shop, and there should be paper copies available. I know at least at Acorns and Threads and Be Stitch Me will at least have, and Carla at Cobweb Corner. Those three will have paper patterns of mine, and I'm going to email the other shops that have some of my charts as well. So if you want a paper copy, those might be a little bit delayed because I'm behind on getting stuff prepared, but just be patient, and they'll get there. They'll get there. So I hope you enjoy the fall decor tour, and I shall see you all again. I might record next week as a recap for Stitch Summit since it's this weekend. We'll see if I have enough content. So, all right, be safe, be well, sending you all my love, and happy stitching, everybody. Hi, everybody. This is going to be my fall display decor tour. So we're going to start at the very bottom. I have the Little House Needleworks ABCs, the 3 Target pumpkins, and some Rae Dunn and tractor and farm stuff. My little pumpkin kind of spice area, pumpkin spice farm, some more Rae Dunn, farm fresh pumpkins. And then up on the window here is a Waxing Moon Designs stack. I love those stacks. Fall, y'all. Some squirrel stuff. A big Rae Dunn squirrel. I love this squirrel. See, he's big. And I filled this stuff with acorns and some pine cones and stuff. And then in my dough bowl, I have some autumn pillows. I think this is a Lizzie Kate. Waxing Moon Designs. I can't remember who this is by. I think it's a freebie. And then this is another freebie. Joanna Parker. I could not resist. That squirrel mug is so cute. And then over here, little happy fall area. This is Cherry Hill Stitchery, I believe. Hello Fall. And down here is my little cozy area, cuddle weather. I need to stitch the sweater weather one that Cherry Hill Stitchery just came out with. Another cozy, that's a candle. Some more Joanna Parker. I could not leave these. They're just adorable. And then over here, sunflowers. The Got Crows. I want to say that's a Waxing Moon Designs. And I finished it with a scarecrow holding it. And then the crow holding that. That's kind of cute. So that's that. And then up above is another Joanna Parker Fox mug, which is super cute. And then Hands-On Designs. And I finished that on a square pumpkin. And then up above, some more Rae Dunn and a little apple cider area. And then over here is just a happy fall and a hello fall. So this is my seasonal area. I always do by the front door. And then next month I'll do Halloween for you. So happy fall, everybody. Hope you enjoyed.